Hi guys, Jill here, and I have a few project shares for you, and teeny tiny haul. But so I guess we'll just start with the little haul items. I picked up over the last few weeks these 3 paper pads. They're from Michael's, My Mind's Eye, and this week there's a 50% off coupon, and 2 weeks ago there was a 50% off coupon. So I got the Love Me collection, Bramble Rose, and Follow Your Heart, Be Amazing. And I'm really using these 6x6 pads more, and I had told myself I couldn't buy any more paper till I got rid of at least one paper pad. So I used a matte pad and some of the bigger sheets that match this. I got it about 2 years ago. Pretty sure it was 2 years ago. Anyway, I've used all but 4 sheets of the matte pad, so I picked up some new Valentine paper. Then, just kind of a little heads up item, their Christmas clearance, they're still marking it down. I got these stamps for $2, and this is one of the Stampendous sets that was $12.99. It's a really big snowflake, and I did that last night. And then this stamp set by Ditto, just kind of a cute little set, the postage tag and the cute little items that go with it. And this was 59 cents, so that was a fun one. And then I picked up one of the stamps from the $1.50 bin, and so, what, 75 cents. And this one I was planning to use in my Valentine's Day cards, but I'm going to show you I finished those. So, but next year I'll have it because I'm really into doilies. Okay. This might get a little bit long because I have quite a few projects to share. I know I've mentioned it, but in the last year I have found out that I have permanent nerve damage to my right hand and arm, and it's really a lot of pain that I've been trying to deal with. And you wouldn't think it, but crafting really does take your mind off of it. And I guess if it's gonna hurt, I might as well be crafting. So I craft as much as I can in short bursts and then sit down and come back and do things. So I've actually been doing a lot of cards lately. This first one is my husband's Valentine's Day card, and it's kind of cool because it stands up like that. It's a trifold card, and I got out my Crafter's Companion all-in-one tool, that big purple tool, and it has the measurements for a trifold card on it. So all you do is you score. You don't have to figure out anything. I used some cream paper, and this is a paper I've had a while. It has a, can't really see it, but it has a waffle texture to it. And I used my Martha Stewart punch, and this is one of the, obviously the heart one. I have 2 of them, and I'll show you the other one. And I just cut along the edge, and it just came out beautifully. This is the image I showed you before that I colored with my Spectrum Noir markers. I am going to be showing you guys those. I have some more coming tomorrow, and then I'll show you what I like about them. I used some Wild Orchid Crafts and I Am Roses flowers. I think these are all Wild Orchid Craft, but I'm not positive. And a little pearl doodad. It was a circle. I found it in my stash. And a crochet flower that was sent to me in a rack. You can see that paper collection in the background. This is the collection, and this is a Martha Stewart punch here. And I added it to the back because it looked really weird when you opened it. And then on the inside, I used my silhouette with some shapes and some just texture. It's actually coordinations paper. And then I also used a doily, and I know this is from Wild Orchid Crafts. Robin sent me these. Tim Holtz ticket and a Tim Holtz little paper clip, and then again some of the silhouette parts, and this actually came out of a doily I think that I cut. And then I used one of those little Making Memories bottles, and I put a message in it, and I don't know how he's ever going to get to it, but you know, pretty basic message. And then this little chain with a little heart on the end that was sent to me in a rack. So there's his card. Let me put it over here. This is the one that I made to kind of go with it, but without the little girl or whatever. Again, I colored it with my Spectrum Noir, and sorry, those are nestabilities behind each of them. This is the other punch, and here you can see the waffle weave on this. Oh, and I distressed it with Vintage Photo and Tea Dye, my favorites. So this is a really pretty punch too. I haven't finished this one. I finished one, but it's going to have the similar swirl. It's this swirl. And the same banner, and then half of the doily. And this is a doily that cut out on my, again, my Silhouette Cameo. And look how intricate that is. And it left me with those hearts. I did mean to mention the banner. That I used my Shimmer Mist, Victorian Velvet, and Pearl. Embossed this with the detail embossing powder. That's a Stampin' Up! Stamp. And then I gold edged it. And of course you can see I used and abused my foam tape. So this is another one of the cards I made. Similar layout, just a little bit different. And I had originally, I was going to do, this one. And everything sticks to this. And it's a little discombobulated. And I'll probably use it for a different card with this digital image. And the other image from the greeting farm I know I mentioned in the other video, again colored with my Spectrum Noirs, and then I cut with the nestabilities, added a little shimmer to it. But I'm going to do this one. But one of the folds was off, and so I kind of ditched that idea. I wasn't in the mood to sit and fart around with it all day. So part of what I have done, and I do this every year, is I've decided, once again, I have so many leftover bits and pieces in my room, and I'm going through them. So I was digging around and I found a few items that I've had a while. This is a transparency I got at CHA 2003. How ridiculous is that? And it was pre-printed. So I just colored the background with my Spectrum Noirs, really easy. Put a little bit of that new Rock Candy Dry Glitter from Tim Holtz. Sorry about that, my dog. I put some lace up here that had been sent to me in a rack, as well as the trim that had been sent to me in a rack, and then this flower center was also sent to me. This is some velvet paper that I stuck down, and I made an old-fashioned shaker card. I haven't made one of these in ages, and this is just some of the diamond dust, and I colored it with some of my Tim Holtz alcohol inks. Gizmo, calm down. And all it is a piece of foam core that I got from Dollar Tree, and they have foam core for $1, and it has a matte finish as opposed to the glossy. It's way easier to cut through, not to mention cheaper. And I had some of that left over, and I decided I'm making an old school shaker card. And then I just attached that to a front of a card. And then I have this container. And I know I've shown it to you before, and I've gotten it way smaller. But this is a container of images that I have stamped, colored, maybe not colored. Like this is from Copic certification. This is from when I demoed at the store. We used that at a convention. You know, just some started projects. So I'm going through this, and the first thing I came across was a big sheet, actually 2 sheets of gold stamped images. And like this was in there, already done. So I decided to go back and finish up some of those cards. And so these are outline rubber. I just think it's called Outlines Rubber Stamps. And these are the images that I had pre-cut, and then I added them to some pre-folded cards that I'm also trying to cycle through. I used, let me get it. Sorry, I had it on the desk and I set it over here. And you can tell I've had this for ages just by the fact that the top is yellow. But these are the Pearl Express watercolor palettes. I have 2 of them. I think they come in 3, but I also have all the Twinkling H2Os up until recently. So there's no need. They're the same thing. They're pretty much a watercolor paint with the iridescent in them. And how much water you add determines how much shimmer you have. And so you can see I added not so much water. I made a thicker paint and I colored these. So by the one sheet of the hearts, I was able to make 4, and I actually almost have the 5th done. So I thought those were kind of fun. And so that was that project, and I'm going to do the snowflake one. Also, I found these parts in there, one of my Stamp in the Hand background and forefront that I had started in a class and just never finished. The 2 pieces weren't near each other, and then I just paired them up, made another card. So I'm going to be going through that. Okay, sorry this is getting so long. I still have an actual project to show you after this. And I'll probably show you this separate when I'm talking about the Spectrum Noirs, but this is a card I made for the challenge on their blog, and the challenge is blues. So I went more turquoisey blue, but added in some blue. And I just used a lot of my flowers that I've gotten, as well as some of my snowflake punches, rhinestones, and some paper scraps that I had. And this is another pre-folded card, a Stampin' Up punch and a circle punch. And this image is a digi image from the greeting farm. And I just lately, I haven't been feeling patient enough to wait for stamps to arrive, so I've been getting a few digi stamps. I'm really liking them, and I'm using my typical Cryogen white paper there. So I'll show you this again when I show the Spectrum Noirs. But like I said before, I'm loving them. Okay, so here's the last thing to share, and this is actually my mom's birthday present. And what it is it's a pattern from Catherine, who's Catherine Krieger, and like it sounds, K-R-E-I-G-E-R. And you all know her from Life on the Scrap Beach, so you can search her either way, and you should be able to turn up her name on YouTube as well as Ustream. She taught a Ustream class with these books. They come in a box, and there's 3 books. Now, mine are still not bending quite right, which is fine, because over time they will. But let me show you one of the books. I just love the construction of these, and I've actually made 3 of them. And let's make sure. I think this one's upside down because it was the bottom one. Yes. Okay, so I used an older K & Company paper line that I have. Not sure the name, and I'm not going to waste the time to go look, but it's one of the older collections, and I've had 3 packs of it now. I love it. So the covers are attached to the spine, and the spine is the paper, and then inside you have the book with the picture mats. This perfectly fits 4x6 photos. So for my mom, this is going to be really handy to just tuck the photos in. Each book has 12 photo mats, and as you can see, there's the paper in the background, and I edged that with black soot. So some of the papers were directional and not going the right direction, so I just kind of hid it. But you can see it a lot better in person. And as you can see, each part has a channel in there, so it can be a little bit thicker if you want. And I did the photo corners on my Cameo silhouette. And so here's the back page. And like I said, all 3 of the books tuck in here nicely. And then you have the set, so she can just set that somewhere. So that's my birthday present for my mom. And that was the last thing I wanted to show you today. And hopefully, those books I've been working on for quite a while. So if you look her up on Ustream, go back a bit, because I know she introduced these a while ago. And I've just been doing little bits and pieces of them here and there. So there you have it. There's my, like I said, little Michael's haul, as well as some of the projects I've been working on. So I figured I should stop just having hauls. So my next few videos, I'll be showing some other projects, and then I'm going to start showing you my Spectrum Noir markers, because I really, really like them. So thanks for stopping by, and have a great day.